Good afternoon, students. Today's class, I would like to revise a geography section, first chapter, environment. So, dear students, in this class, I would like to revise some of the important points which is going to be covered in the environment chapter. See, we all of you knows that what is the environment. For what we used to call as an environment. See, environment is our basic life support system. It provides so and so things. For example, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we ate, and the land where we are living. So, all those things. So, that's what environment is our basic life support system. Basic life support system. So, if there is no environment like that, so how can we live? So that's what, dear students. So it's so much of important term. Not only for human beings, so for all the entire living organisms, including so the natural vegetation and even the for the different wildlife, fisheries or livestock also. See, how do human beings modify this natural environment? Are you getting now? So here the human beings the modified this natural environment. For example, the car fuels pollute the air, water is collected in a pot, food is served in vessels, and land is used to build factories. See here, human beings makes so many things. So this is how human beings modify natural environment. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುಕೂಲತೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೊ ಹೇಗ್ ಬೇಕು ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಮುಂದೆನೂ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಅದರ ಪರಿಣಾಮಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹ ನಾವು ಎದುರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. I would like to say the best example, whatever the natural disasters or natural calamities, or even I can say that even the corona also, the COVID-19. So because of human beings only, when the human beings already start from the beginning itself only. That's what dear students, so don't mind. So I used to say many times the most dangerous animal of in this world ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ that is about human beings. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ದ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ ಇಡೀ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗೆ, ಇಡೀ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ, ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮಾನವ ಜೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸರ್, ಏನ್ ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ನೀವು ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಆಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಸಿಂಹ ಇದೆ, ಹುಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾವುಗಳಿದೆ, ವಿಷ ಕಾರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಷಪೂರಿತ ಜಂತುಗಳಿದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ಯಾವುದೂ ಸಹ ಪರಿಸರಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರಕವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ ಪರಿಸರಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಪರಿಸರಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ, ಅದು ಮನುಷ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಎನಿಹೌ, ಸೊ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ದಿಸ್, regarding. So just you can try to understand yourself, dear students. See, we all of you knows that a very simple ಪರಿಸರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರದೇಶ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ನೇಚರ್ ದಟ್ ಸರೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಎನಿ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. See, the environment is a combination of natural and human-made phenomena. So, ಈ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, so it is the combination of both natural and human-made phenomena. While the natural environment refers to both biotic and abiotic, which the different conditions which were existing on the earth. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ? ಸೊ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ refers both the biotic also and abiotic also. What is the meaning of biotic? Biotic means the world living organisms. Biotic ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಸೊ ಜೀವ ವರ್ಗ, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಆಲ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು, ಆಲ್ ದ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ biotic. What is meant by abiotic? So it is actually non-living things. It refers non-living things. So ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀವ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಸಜೀವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, ನಿರ್ಜೀವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, which were existing on the earth. And what about the human environment? See, the human environment reveals the activities, creations, and interactions among the human beings. Now, let us discuss about natural environment. So, dear students, the natural environment consists of the different which are essential to lead life or for living organisms, such as land, water, air, plants, animals. So these were all comprise the natural environment. So the same with the familiar meaning, we used to say all these things: lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Are you getting, dear students? Lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere, and atmosphere. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಬಯೋಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಏರ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಲಿಥೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. Now, just I would like to revise once again in a brief. What is meant by lithosphere? Lithosphere ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ? See, lithosphere is the solid crust or the hard top layer of the earth. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಲಿಥೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ಸೊ ದ ಲಿಥೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ is made up of rocks and minerals and covered by a thin layer of soil. And it is an irregular surface with various landforms. There we can see the various landforms such as mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, and so on and so forth. See, landforms are found over the continents and also on the ocean shore also. See, this lithosphere is the domain that provides us so many things. For example, forest, grasslands for grazing, land for agriculture, and even for human settlement also. So, it is also a source of mineral wealth. The lithosphere, it is also a source of mineral wealth. And what about the hydrosphere? See, dear students, the domain of water, so we are referred to as hydrosphere. It composes various water resources. For example, so water, we are actually getting in different types. For example, water bodies like rivers, lakes, seas, oceans, etc. And it is essential for all living organisms. ಹೇಳಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, ಸರ್ ನಮ್ ನೀರೇ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಊಟ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಕೆಲವು ದಿನ ಬದುಕಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಇವನ್ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಇವನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಡೇ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದಿನ ಉಪವಾಸ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್, 2 ದಿನ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ is one of the essential one. And what about the atmosphere? So already I told you students, atmosphere is the thin layer of air that surrounds the earth. So ಈ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ, ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ a thin layer of air. Here the gravitational force of the earth holds the atmosphere around it. ಸೊ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಗುರುತ್ವಾಕರ್ಷಣ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ನ ಇದು ಹಿಡಿದಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ us from especially the harmful rays and scorching heat of the sun. It consists of a number of gases. Sir, ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ವೆದರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್? ನೋ, dear students. So the atmosphere, it consists of number of gases, dust, and even the water vapor also. So dear students, the changes in the atmosphere produce changes in the weather and climate also. ಇವತ್ತು ವೆದರ್ ಹೀಗಿದೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಹೀಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. The changes in the atmosphere produce changes in the weather and climatic condition also. Now, what is biosphere? Dear students, plant and animal kingdom. Plant and animal kingdom together make biosphere, or even we used to call it as a living world. The living world. See, it is a narrow zone of the earth. The biosphere is there now, so it is a narrow zone of the earth where land, water, air interact with each other and to support life. It is a narrow zone. Are you getting, dear students? So biosphere is the kingdom of both plants and animals, or the living world. So it is a narrow zone of the earth. Why? Because now, so where land, water and air interact with each other to support life. This we used to call as a biosphere ಅಥವಾ ಜೀವಗೋಳ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Now let us just, I would like to tell about an ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? Ecosystem anta ಏನು ಮಕ್ಕಳು? Anybody can you guess, dear students? So already we studied in the previous classes only. Ecosystem, it is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with the physical and chemical factors of the environment in which they live. It is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms. So all linked by transfer of energy and material. So this we used to call it as a ecosystem. All plants, animals and human beings depend on their immediate surroundings. We are all dependents actually. Often they are also interdependent on each other. We are dependent and also they are also interdependent on each other. So this relation between the living organisms as well as the relation between the organisms and their surroundings form an ecosystem. Getting, dear students? So this relation between the living organisms and as well as the relationship between the organisms and their surroundings that creates, that form an ecosystem. There could be an ecosystem of large rainforest, grassland, desert, mountains, lake, river, ocean, and even a small pond also. Are you getting, dear students? I hope you are able to. Then let us come to discuss about human environment. For what we used to call as a human environment. See, dear students, human beings interact with the environment and modify its according to their need. ನಮ್ಮ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. Early humans adapted themselves to the natural surroundings. Now the present days ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಬಹುಶಃ ಆ ಒಂದು ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅರ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ they were not disturbed. Actually they were adapted themselves to the natural surroundings. They led a simple life and fulfilled their requirements from the nature around them. With time, needs grew and became more varied. Humans learn new ways to use and change the environment later. They learn to grow crops, domesticate animals, and lead a settled life also. The wheel was invented, surplus food was produced, and even the barter system also emerged. So barter system is, it is like a trade in which goods are exchanged without the use of money. So Indian kaladalli makla, so they were not aware about the what we are using the present currency. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಸೆಲ್ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮಾಡಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಾರ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್. Industrial revolution enabled large scale production. Transportation became faster. We all of you knows that. And also information revolution made communication easier and speedy across the world. ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ಸೊ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂಗೈಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೊ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂಗೈಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೇ ದ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಎವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ why you love eating a juicy watermelon in summer and hot roasted peanuts in a winter? See dear students, so whatever we are having, so ಬಹಳ ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ತಣ್ಣಗಿನ ತಂಪಾಗಿನ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸಿರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಂಟರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೈಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವೈ? ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ a perfect balance is necessary between the natural and human environment. So here humans must learn to live and use their environment in a harmonious way. I hope dear students you may understood about this revision class. So even though if you are having any doubts, so please call me and then try to clear your doubts. And then it's my request, so please go through the textbook because the maximum of the questions will come from the directly textbook only, not from the backside whatever given the exercise part. Of course is there, but bit. So that's what. So please refer textbook. Now I would like to give some important points. I mean give in the sense that again don't mind. Oh sir may going to explain once again the which are the things will come to not like that. Yes. So that is about the second chapter of geography, inside our earth. So dear students, we knows that especially the earth is there now. So it is actually one of the dynamic planet. It is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. And also dear students, so in the entire solar system, the only one planet which is supporting for life, which is supporting life. So life support ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಹ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಭೂಮಿ. So here, so the earth that's constantly undergoing changes inside and outside the earth also. Now just I would like to remind you because this chapter I may started many days before during live classes. Okay, see our inside or interior of the earth is there, no? So really it's a very interesting. See, please look your textbook, page number 7. So there is the 2.1 picture, interior of the earth, and even the 2.2 which is going to show about the continental crust and oceanic crust. So that's later we will. You see that. So there is the crust, mantle, and core. So there are three major parts are there. So the uppermost layer is there now. That means the uppermost layer over the earth's surface that used to called as a crust. So it is the thinnest of all the layers. Bada thinnest layer. It is about only the 35 kilometers. And sometimes on continental masses only 5 kilometers. Even on the ocean floors also. See, the main mineral constituents of the continental masses are silica and aluminum. So it is thus called as a Cl. CSI, C and even Al, alumina, silica and alumina. The oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium. It is therefore called SEMA. SEMA means Si, silica, and Ma, magnesium, which is shown on the second picture of this. See, just beneath the crust is the mantle. So, crust ನಂತರ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ mantle ಇದೆ. So here it is actually up to depth of a 2,900 kilometer. You can imagine that the area of the mantle. It is about 2,900 kilometer. And after that, below the crust, the innermost layer is the core. So here again inner core and outer core. There are two. So it is about 3,500 kilometers. So it is mainly made up of nickel and iron and is called knife. Ni means nickel and Fe means ferrous. That is iron. The central core has a very high temperature and pressure. Central core ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, so it has a very high temperature and high pressure. I hope dear students you all have understood about. So please I would like to show here. So you please look at this picture. So the crust is there, lithosphere is there, then this part is there now, this is a mantle and this part is actually core mantle, this is the boundary and this is the outer core and this is there now, so this is inner core. So this is about the interior of our earth. So I hope you may understood this. So now I would like to tell something about rocks and minerals. See, the earth's crust is there now, is made up of various types of rocks. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes of the earth's crust is called a rock. Rocks can be of different color, size and texture. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಧದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. Especially dear students, especially there are three major types of rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. See, when the molten magma cools, it becomes a solid. Rocks thus formed are called igneous rocks. Okay. So they are also called as primary rocks. See, igneous ಅಥವಾ primary ಎರಡು ಒಂದು. So here there are two types of igneous rocks. One is called intrusive and another one extrusive. Intrusive and extrusive. So here the crust is there now. So that is called as extrusive igneous rocks. They have a very fine grained structure. Example, basalt. The Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rocks. Sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth's crust and solid rocks so formed are called intrusive igneous rocks. Since they cool down slowly, they form large granite. Granite is an example of such a rock for intrusive. Grinding stones used to prepare paste, powder of spices and grains are made of granite. And after rocks roll down, crack and hit each other and are broken down into small fragments. So these smaller particles are called as sediments. Rocks roll down, crack and hit each other and are broken down into small fragments, and these small particles used to called as sediments. See, these sediments are transported and deposited by wind, water, etc. And these loose sediment, especially these loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. And these types of rocks are called as a sedimentary rocks. Example, sandstone. Understood now? So these rocks may also contain fossils of plants, animals and even other microorganisms that once lived on them. So these are all some of the examples for this. So please keep in your mind here, you have to think about the formation, I mean the interior of the earth, and as well as rock and minerals. And the another one thing I would like to explain about, that is about the rock cycle. So for that I would like to show here this picture. So look here. So here it is used to call as a rock cycle. See here, you will be surprised to know about one type of rock changes to another type under certain conditions. So ಒಂದು type of rock certain condition ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. So it is in a cycle manner. And this process of transformation of rock from one to another is known as the rock cycle. For example, you see here sedimentary rock, and again it's sediments also, and even this is metamorphic rock, and again magma, and again igneous. See, this process of transformation of this rock is there from one to another, each known as rock cycle ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So I hope, dear students, so you may understood this brief explanation about interior of the earth and different types of rocks and minerals, and even the rock cycle also. Thank you. Have a nice day.